Hey everyone, welcome back. My name's Dustin Kreis, and today it's St. Patrick's Day. And I wasn't planning on doing one of these videos, but it just feels wrong not to do a Drinking with Dustin on St. Patrick's Day. So what we're going to make today is called a black and red, which is essentially a Manhattan, but with a different ingredient, and that is Irish whiskey. And right here I have Bushmills. I wanted to pick up Black Bush, but the store was out. Of course, it's St. Patrick's Day. They're going to be out of this stuff. So I just got the normal white label Bushmills. And, yeah, I've been enjoying a little bit of that here on St. Patrick's Day, watching Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. And, yeah, so let's go ahead and I just looked up a cocktail recipe to see if there was anything I could make with Irish whiskey. And that I had all the ingredients for. And I decided that, hey, I got the vermouth, I got the bitters, I got the Irish whiskey. Let's do a black and red. So it's going to be interesting to see because a Manhattan uses bourbon or rye, and Irish whiskey is a lot smoother. I would say bourbon is a bit sweeter than Irish whiskey. Bourbon's a bit sweeter, but it has a much more of a punch to it. There's a reason why Irish whiskey is so popular here in the States, and that's because it's a lot smoother and easier to drink. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays with the vermouth and the bitters. Now, for this, what you're going to need is a shaker full of ice, a measuring cup, or a measuring shot glass, a spoon to stir, and you're going to need the Bushmills. You're going to need the Angostura bitters, although I read online that there are different versions of bitters out there, and this is the only thing I can find in my store. To find other bitters, I have to order them online, and I just haven't got around to that yet. But you can use other bitters to give it a different punch. And, of course, sweet vermouth. So, the recipe that is on the site calls for 1.5 of your preferred Irish whiskey. So there we go. You'll always see me licking the side of the shot glass because I don't want to waste anything. You will need, if I can get it open. Yeah, still good. 1/2 ounce of sweet vermouth. And then we're going to add the bitters at the end here. Now, you can shake it if you prefer. However, my recipe that I found says to stir. So let's just go ahead and stir it down. Now the thing with stirring, shaking gets it colder faster, but it also breaks up the ice into the alcohol, which dilutes it down. So when like James Bond always orders his martini shaken and not stirred, he's basically ordering a weak martini, which I assume accounts for his dead-eye aim and his ability to deal with all these situations while drinking tons of these drinks. So stirring it down, it takes longer, but it doesn't dilute the ice into the drink as much. So, now, you can garnish this with maraschino cherry. That's the only thing I don't have. And with a Manhattan, you have to put a maraschino cherry in it. So, really this is the same thing as a Manhattan, but with Irish whiskey. And instead of pouring it into a martini glass like you would a Manhattan, I'm just pouring it into a tumbler because I figure it's an Irish drink, and they wouldn't want all that fanciness. So 2 dashes of the bitters. There we go. And I always like to add my bitters more towards the end of the drink because I don't know if it'll pick up. Probably won't. But it's just really pretty to see it kind of all diffusing in there and everything. So, get this all out of the road here. Let's go ahead and give it a snort. Very sweet smelling. You definitely get the bitters on top of everything. It's amazing how 2 dashes of those bitters really adds to a drink. Or cooking. It's used for cooking as well. Alright, here we go. Definitely a lot sweeter, which is surprising. But I think it's because I always think of bourbon as being the really sweet whiskey. But I think bourbon has much more of a burn to it than the Irish whiskey does. So it kind of balances the sweetness of the bourbon, whereas Irish whiskey doesn't have that. So this is an incredibly smooth drink. It's nice and chilled, and the interplay between the Irish whiskey and the vermouth, really quite different from a Manhattan, which, the ingredients is, you're only switching out the Irish whiskey for the bourbon. So, but you definitely get more of the bitter flavor than you would in a normal Manhattan. More of the vermouth comes through as well. I think it's just because the Irish whiskey is a lot smoother. So there you go, a black and red to sort of help you celebrate St. Patrick's Day. I don't have to work tomorrow, so who knows? We'll see how the night goes. But anyway, yeah, definitely very good. I would definitely suggest giving it a try if you're a bourbon drinker. It's always fun to play around with different things. So I've really burnt myself out on bourbon, and I'm trying to find something else to sort of, I guess, replace it. But yeah, this will work for now. Well, anyway, I'm going to get back to Harry Potter, and then probably play some more Etrian Odyssey. I'm hoping, I don't know how much more longer I have in the game. I'm getting ready to enter the fourth land. So anyone who's playing it and it's ahead of me, let me know if I'm getting close to the end. So anyway, guys, that is the black and red. So thank you so much for watching. Take care. I'll see you next time.